Hey, I am Thomas, and I am going to talk to you about Switzerland's climate change. A little overview of what we're going to be talking about is I'll give you a little background on Switzerland, like the location and the geography, the population, location, and languages, the government and the economy, and then we'll move into the climate change. Um, and how Switzerland plans on working on their whole climate change. So, location. Switzerland is right there, and it's bordered by France, Italy, Austria, and Germany. Um, it is only the size of New Jersey, which is pretty nuts. It looks like it should be a lot bigger. Um, and it's landlocked, which means it doesn't touch the water. Geography. Over 60% of the Swiss territory is mountainous, as you can see here by the triangles, and a quarter of that is covered in trees. So the languages, you have a large percentage speak German, and then French, and then Italian, and English is spoken there, but not enough to be put onto a map such as this. But English is growing faster and faster over there. Population density. Back to these mountains over here. As you see, there's not a lot of people living in this area, but it's very dense around Zurich. I think over 2,000. Government. There's 26 cantons. I think I'm pronouncing that right. But a canton is a state. Well, it's like a state in the U.S. And there's 3 levels of government, which is kind of just like our 3 branches. You have the federal, you have the state, and then the communes. Now to the economy. They have a very strong market economy. Very low unemployment. I visited there over winter break, and you do not see any like homeless people, no like beggars or anyone on like the side of the road or anything like that. And highly skilled labor, low corporate tax. Now climate. Climate is the pattern of temperature, precipitation, wind, and seasons. And then moving on to climate change is what's happening over there is that the air temperature increases, which makes shorter winters. And then the present and future effects is that there's a increased growing season because it's not as cold. And but the negative is that the glaciers are melting on the Alps. So that moves to higher river, like water levels, and yeah. Oh, well, here you go. So it's shift from snow to rain, which I was getting at, and there's more drinking water, which is a plus. And then there's the river flow is faster. Increase and decrease, like the precipitation increases and decreases depending on the location. If you are more towards the mountain area, then it would be more snow. Even because it's so high up, it will still snow in that region, but not as much. And then depending on the season, because you have hotter and colder seasons. And then in the mountains, you have vertical winds, and on the east, which I'm definitely about On the east, you have the continental climate, and then on the west, you have the weather patterns from the Atlantic Ocean. Climate change, impact of combination precipitation and temperature. Water ability, hydroelectric. You have drinking and agriculture. It affects, like, the extreme conditions would be the melting of the glaciers. If the temperature gets even higher, it will melt even faster, and which can cause flooding and other problems like that. And it can also affect the tourism, because people won't want to go there because they'll feel like they're in danger. Switzerland's plans to decrease their footprint. They've been working on decreasing the climate change as an active member of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change in 1992, and has contributed funding and ideas to ensure that the global greenhouse gases will not continue to increase. In conclusion, the climate change has been about only 20 years, like, they've only focused on it about 20 years, but they continue to be a part of the international and domestic policy. So that is all I got on Switzerland. I hope you enjoy that. Thank you.